Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we have, I don't know whether this has been on the channel before and I'm presuming it hasn't, but this is my Caledonian Railway tank engine. I believe, let me check, yes, it's Caledonian Railway number 270. Now it is my first, and this is official and this is part of my collection, this is my first steam engine, or in fact my first double O gauge engine I have acquired. It is a simple 040, which is generally what people get for their first engine, but I was able to get this at a really good deal back, when was it? It's got to be about, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years ago, maybe pushing up to 8 years ago. Basically, the general answer is I've had this engine a long time. And it is my first engine. It's one of the engines I feel quite strongly towards because it's a really nice thing. And obviously since then I've gone on to acquire more engines and I've pushed the barriers a bit and gone up to things like Flying Scotsman, P2, the P2 that I've got Mallard, Sir Nigel Gresley, I've got some diesels, you know, spending more and more money each time on the engines. And my Midland Pullman, which is on my Cars and Trains channel, which you can go and see because I'm going to be doing some work this week coming on that. I will share here generally a bit more information. That one has cost me so far £220, and I've just got the two ends for it, and I'm still needing more parts. It's probably going to cost me another £400. As you can tell, that's quite a lot of money for the fact it still has got a bit of teething issue. I am building it from parts that I acquire off Bachmann Spares or shows or whatever that I can get them from is what I'm building. But yeah, principle of this is my original steam engine. However, the video is not necessarily just about this, as you will know by the title, because the title will read putting my my tank engines together for the first time, and that's because only 2 of them have ever been together. And obviously I'm not going to run them because I'm a little bit concerned about the plug for my track at the minute, and the fact it wants to electrocute everything, which is obviously a safety issue, so I'm not going to use it for the meantime until I can fix that safety issue to a point where it isn't a safety issue anymore. But then I introduced you guys with us down my first ever engine that I bought. We're now going to do my second one, which is my LNYR, or I believe London and York Railway number 365, which is ironic because that's the exact amount of days there are in a year, unless it's a leap year. Just a random fact. Also lovely, easy to maintain engine, which, as you can maybe see there, hasn't been oiled in about 5 years, which is a lie because I oiled it about 6 months ago, but it does not look like it's been oiled in about 5 years. Yeah, it's bone dry, so that's going to need oiling before I run it next. But nevertheless, this is my second engine. Bought it off the same person I bought the first one off of, for roughly around the same price. My camera is not enjoying the fact it's so close. Just gonna put it over there so it's a little bit further away so my camera's not unhappy as much. But yeah, so I bought the two couple of months apart, maybe a year apart at most, probably about 6 months apart if I'm being honest. This one came first, I liked it, and I saw the same guy was selling this one, and decided to go and buy the other one. Now my camera is really not happy here, so I'm going to move them a bit closer and hope it stops bouncing in and out of them so much, even though it's not. Right, so I'll just move the Bluebell off temporarily. So yeah, the LMYR was the second engine I got from the Walthamstow Pump House Museum, or a previous volunteer there, for the same price, which was, I believe, and I could be wrong, I think it was about £10 that I got them individually for. So this one was 10 and that other one was 10 as well. So not too bad considering, you know, the price I'm paying for engines nowadays. It was a quite good price. Unfortunately, obviously, don't have the same thing now at the pump house, because we used to have obviously some different volunteers. We had a sort of different shop than we have now, which used to sell sort of rolling stock cars and sort of a bunch of other things, which we don't anymore, as we sort of changed what we sell now a bit. I mean, we still sell sort of Matchbox and stuff, so we still do have some things similar, but unfortunately we don't sell locomotives anymore. But yeah, I got this one from a show that we were doing, a show that they were doing, because at the time I was sort of newly to the museum and wasn't exactly a volunteer because I was still a bit younger. But this was from a show in Chingford, I do believe, if I remember correctly, and this one was just from the museum shop where it used to be. And then we move a long time into the future, because after that one, if I can remember correctly, which I can't, Thomas may have been next, and then I think I branched out from there into maybe Percy and some other engines like that, which aren't going to be in this video because they are sort of more Thomas things rather than historical locomotives. But yeah, I moved along, and then eventually, you know, more recently, Flying Scotsman, P2, Mallard, Sir Nigel Gresley, and sort of coaches and stuff like that have come into my collection. And then I went out on a whim one day recently and bought my newest tank engine, which you guys probably will have seen on the channel recently, which is LNER 8473, which is my new tank engine and is the newest in my fleet. And I have not bought tank engines properly of, you know, historical railway basis for a while. Probably, I'm going to say, about 5 years. It has been since I bought a proper based tank engine. And obviously recently I changed that when I bought this lovely one. Now, this lovely one still needs a lot of buffer work. As you can see, the buffer here is completely snapped. And at the back is better condition, and at the front here just needs a buffer putting in, and it should hold with a bit of super glue or something equivalent. And the other one needs a bit of sort of 3D printing, a bit of painting, but generally can get it running again with full cosmetic beauty. But yeah, so I obviously only have the 3 tank engines. And now I would say here, on a normal day, I'm going to go and buy a 4th. But I'm not. But I'm not going to deny the fact that I'm going to buy, or have bought, and I should specify have bought, a new engine. Not here today, unfortunately, but you guys will get to see it next week. But I have announced it in a previous video and then backed down on it. But now I'm back up on it because I bought it again. The entire situation behind the scenes was, unfortunately, the wrong engine was delivered, so I sent it back. Said to the seller that if they got their hands back on the original engine, I would be looking to it again. And just earlier today, as of filming and posting, which is the same day, I've received a message from them where they have received it back. I obviously responded with that I'm still interested in the LMS Class 5 that it is. We talked back and forth very quickly. I then went to the listing, purchased the engine, and I'm hoping to see it arrive between Friday this week and Tuesday of next week. So yes, there will be an LMS Class 5 for you guys next week. I don't know whether it's a runner or not a runner, so we'll have to find out, I guess. But that's the fun of it. Now, it might run, it might not. I don't know. It doesn't list as a runner or non-runner, it just says the seller doesn't know, which is fine, because we sort of need content on this channel at this point. I'm going to be honest, I'm running out of ideas. So to have an LMS class 5 to come and save for the channel might be useful. But we'll see how the condition of it is when it arrives. But yeah, back to the premise of this video. This is my entire tank engine fleet, which my camera does not like having 3 engines at once. But yes, so obviously with my first tank engine, at the blue one here, then the dark green is the second, and then the lovely light green LNER is the newest and third tank engine. Now, anyone in the comments who is arguing, oh, Thomas is technically a tank engine, Percy's technically a tank engine, or anyone who is on my other channel and knows of another tank engine that I own, which I don't even know, so good luck. Thomas and Percy I'm not going to count, simply due to the fact they're from Thomas and friends, and I'm going to possibly do another video in the future. I'm talking a little way off now from doing that, where maybe I get another couple of engines like Gordon, Henry, James, or something like that, and do a massive Thomas and Friends video, where I sort of show off them. But for now, this is just simply a video showing off my 3 tank engines that I own, which is quite low considering the rest of the stuff I own. So I should probably buy a couple of new tank engines would be a good suggestion, I would presume. But yeah, I have quite a large fleet of about 15 locomotives at this point, whether that's diesels or mainly steam engines. It is still quite large of a fleet, but nevertheless, I might throw in a little surprise engine for you guys here, just to surprise you at the end of the video. Here's Mallard, who is in the same box as the LMYR and the Caledonian. Coming to my main channel soon, which is my Cars and Trains channel, so do look out for that, as this one will be returning to some level of service imminently, just after a bit of work has been completed. Which, for anyone wondering what that work is, go and check out my Cars and Trains channels. I think that's where I'm going to do that engine. I don't know whether I said I was going to do it here or there. I've forgotten at this point, so if I said I was going to do it here, I apologise. It will be done here. If I said I was going to do it over there, then it will be done over there. Just check out both channels and you'll be able to find out. Because, quite simply, with the amount of locomotives I have, and the 2 channels, and splitting them up between the 2, I forget quite consistently of whether I put them on this one or that on my Cars and Trains channel. It's just too confusing for me. So what I might eventually have to do is just start putting either stickers on the sort of boxes that they get stored in, or something like that, to sort of differentiate between the 2 channels, so you guys don't suddenly start seeing projects that were never mentioned on this channel. But we'll figure that out. But yeah, that is my Steam tank engine fleet. And yeah, exciting news for next week, that my LMS Class 5 should hopefully be delivered and we can start having that on the channel, finally. Be a nice addition. And obviously it's my first LMS. If you guys didn't know, that is my first LMS engine, steam or diesel. It's just my first LMS, so it'd be nice to have. Also, I will say here that you guys should know of this. If you don't, then I'm announcing it now, but I do have an LMS carriage, just a singular one, which needs a base for it and some wheels and a couple of bogies, and just basically putting it together. But that is imminent now to get done. I need to order some parts to get it done, but the idea is to have the Class 5 and that single coach running behind each other with maybe a couple of other coaches, like my BR coach I recently ordered, which I think was on this channel, and then a couple of my Pullmans, maybe my Island Yar teak coach, and anything else I can put together. But just a nice little train of coaches would be the idea. But yeah, so that's that for this video. I hope you enjoyed me explaining a little bit about my Steam fleet. Oh wait, sorry, I remembered I said the price of this and this, but not this. This one was, if I can remember, I think it was about £25 off of eBay pretty recently. It did not work when it arrived. It does now, I think. I had to do a bit of work, pretty sure it was on this channel, to get it working again. If not, it was on my Cars and Trains channel. But yeah, bit of work, got it working with a pretty decent price considering sort of the modern market of engine prices. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe and turn on your post notifications when you do subscribe, and I'll see you next week to, well, introduce to the channel my brand new, well, it's not brand new, it's second hand, but new to the channel and new to my collection, LMS Class 5. See you there. Bye for now. Bye.